Hello folks, give me a second, I'm just need to add this to the channel in Discord. Okay. Alright. Hello everyone. I am Mighty Space Fruit and or Biscuits depending on whether a square is a rectangle or not. Casting here this game here in the Division G bracket of AoE Leagues. We have in the red Kartoffelmax. I'm sure that's how you say that. Might just turn into Cart or Max. In the blue we got BoesBoes. With the Japanese opponent playing Bulgarians here on Fish and Fish. I'm not familiar with Kartoffelmax, but I do know BoesBoes. They're sort of a practice squad member. I've actually played them twice in the most recent season of 7Ps and in What the Fog earlier. And I lost both times, but I think I'm above their bracket now, so that's the lesson, you know? If you have someone that you have a bad matchup against, you just get higher in ELO, then you never have to face them again. Problem solved. But we're taking a look here at Fish and Fish. This is BoesBoes' home map, I do believe. And we have Fish Part 1, Fish Part 2. So, short fish here in the center with these two crocodiles. I was going to say alligators, but no, those are crocodiles. You can tell it's a big difference. And we have deep fish here in the water section. Now, from what I've played of this map, it's not guaranteed if the water is up here or here, so you do need to scout that. It looks like red is already scouting that. Blue has not scouted it yet, but is looking in the center. You see, red is already milled, which is good. You want to get the short fish, even if you get kicked off of it later. I think the play is really, you take the elephant super early, you go for a mill in the middle, and you try and fight for control. If you don't, like if you get kicked off, it's obviously bad. But it's not catastrophic if you've been collecting from it the whole time. And then you can play for the water here. I think the... Also, we have no loom on for BoesBoes here. Yeah, okay, we're getting that now. The water here is good, but I think this is like way more valuable. Because if you think about it, you just need a single mill. And then you have a bunch of vills. But here you need a dock, and then you need fishing ships as well. That's way slower. Which would be good in the long term, but the collection rate of the shortfish is just insane, so you definitely want to get it. And, speaking of these sieves here, when we have a shortfish map, we usually have a lot of vills are exposed and a lot of food that is great for a man-at-arms rush. And both of these sieves are quite good at rushing man-at-arms, opening man-at-arms here. Bulgarians, they get the upgrade for free. Japanese have faster attacking man-at-arms. So, getting up about the same time here. So in theory the Bulgarians have like a timing advantage, but the Japanese, you know, if they're both men-at-arms, the Japanese unit should win there. Easy out. Max already has a man-at-arms out, but BoesBoes has to research it. But that does save some res, so at least we have that. We're getting the range up already. The range up already for blue. And 4 men-at-arms, 3 men-at-arms for red, 4 for blue. Some idle TC time already, that might add up, we'll see. Nice little wall here, actually. This will kind of make the pathing a little awkward, but it's probably helpful for now. Now, the real question here is how much more do the players invest in men-at-arms? How much are they going to transition into skirms or archers? It's going to be 5 men-at-arms for Max now. 5 for BoesBoes as well. And like I said, these attack faster for the Japanese, so in theory they should be much better off than our opponents just in a one-to-one fight. Now, the Bulgarians also have a bonus to reduce the cost and increase the research speed of their upgrades, blacksmith upgrades. So that could be another option. But we have a nice tower here on the hill coming forward. I think red... I mean, you can relocate. It's kind of inconvenient. I think it's a little too late to stop this at this point, and the fact that our opponent has about equal, like a little bit more military, and our units aren't even fighting. They were trying to reposition, but they got some hits on the way up, so that's a pretty bad fight for Max here. We have a single archer out, I think. I actually don't know what I don't have my range indicator. Yeah, Red's gonna get kicked off. Here's the problem though. If you get kicked off of this, yeah, we don't even have a mill. See, we have 5 on food, but they're not actually on food, they're people on shortfish, and we don't have a dock. So this is how things can spiral out of control pretty quickly on this map. We have a lot of bills queued, so that's good. So that hopefully tide is over for a bit. But now you see, we can't actually make skirms. Because we need food for that. So we have to just make archers for now. A little inconvenient. And now, BoesBoes has a really good lead because they can just take this shortfish uncontested and the man-at-arms can start battering down the buildings. We have no army really for Max. Nice house wall there. His archers should really be here just shooting at these men-at-arms. Luckily, a few of them are quite low HP, so this one will die pretty quickly. But BoesBoes has the archers for themselves. And we're really going to need skirms here, to be honest, because we can't really keep up with this amount of archers. Well, it's kind of awkward, right? You really prefer archers because they will kill the men-at-arms much more quickly. But, you know, against 4 archers, unless we're microing, our archers are going to die. We don't have a blacksmith or anything. Yeah, now oh no, we do have a blacksmith. My bad. Sorry, we just don't have the res. That's kind of the problem. If you get run over on this map, you lose the shortfish, and then your opponent gets the shortfish, and things spiral very, very quickly. And fletching is now in, kicked off of gold for Max, and then this game kind of looks over already, unfortunately. Even getting the archer armor in. So this is kind of the thing. We do have farms now, which is good. Okay, and we're getting fletching, alright. We do have 5 skirms, so actually we should be okay for Max. And interestingly, because of the idle TC time, Max is actually ahead in bills, even with that kind of disastrous situation. You can see how the res collected is ahead for BoesBoes, as to be expected. The Japanese having the cheaper meals is a very nice feature here. They're going all in on the archers, which is, I mean, I don't mind it. Well, I kind of mind it actually. I don't know what I'm saying. I mind it because our opponent already has skirms. And, I mean, I know they just have fletching, they don't have the armor yet. I guess this is fine. You know, if you think about it, we can still overwhelm them without armor. And especially if they're just throwing shots. But it's like, it's sort of, you could be safer at this point. You just think about being active with your army, being a nuisance, like if this archers were here on this wood line, for example. Yeah, just like keep pulling the skirms around. And then we can just go up to Castle Age, which is going to be much more secure than us than investing more into feudal at this point. But, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. It's 21 on food for Max. These berries will run out in the near future, though. And neither player is docking. Another option you could dock. The Japanese also have faster working fishing ships, so that would be a good option for them as well. We're just going all in on archers, which, I mean, I don't mind it. It's kind of just a safer play to just think about clicking up to Castle Age first, but I think this can also work. Our opponent is now getting armor, though. We'll need to make some more skirms. A lot of these men-at-arms are pretty low, so they will die in the near future. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though, in the near future, our opponent's going to be fully walled. They could even tower here or here if they wanted to. And then our archers aren't really doing anything. And we only have 7 on food. We have a couple of farms, that's fine. We'd really like to see a dock, though. From either player, really. And we're still just making more archers, which I really don't like when we see fully upgraded skirms. Welcome, BoesBoes. I'm just here to criticize your gameplay, which is going double range against fully upgraded skirms. I wouldn't mind it if you were being a little more active with it on the enemy side, but for now they're getting tracked by the skirms. But it's still okay. We still have the shortfish. There's still more to be collected, so BoesBoes is still in a fine position, I think. I think it's still better than Reds. Although, looks like Kart here is about to click up in the near future. And these archers are going to get cleaned up, it looks like. Yeah, we can't fight that with fletching and armor. The thing is, with this, we push our opponent on full skirms. We get up faster than them, and we go knights. Or even if you wanted to, you could go longswords too. But yeah, nice recovery from Max here. Just dropping down the farms, staying calm. We do need to fix that situation there, but it's alright. We're cleaning up the archers, and we're going to be up to Castle Age quite a bit faster. Does BoesBoes have a market here? Okay, now we're making it stable. See, again, this is a problem. I don't mind, like, a couple of scouts on the way up, but with this many skirms, we can't actually kill unupgraded scouts. And our archers are really the ones going to do damage against the eco. And looks like that's not going to happen here. Yeah, Doc should do... Oh, there's the Doc. Just on time, yep. I was wondering about that too, but I think there's a lot of army control here. But yeah, you see, it did get cleaned up here. And actually, the eco KD isn't even that bad. Max pulled back the vills pretty early from here, so it wasn't even that big a deal. Dropping a barracks. I wonder if we're going to see longswords. That would be an interesting choice. You think, you know, we already have skirms to deal with range units, and our longswords is automatically given to us, so I like it. One thing about this map, especially if you have an extended... Oh, we didn't have double bidex. That is painful. Especially if in an extended feudal, these woodlines start to get pretty thin. So it's pretty important to expand, you know, with a TC like here, here, or on this woodline eventually. But yeah, Castle Age 2 minutes ahead for Max here. And what is going to be the play? Okay, we are going to get longswords, which I don't mind. We should definitely get the armor. But we will need some more farms. And we're going to drop a siege workshop here. I really would prefer this forward. Especially with the fact that we're up to castle first. And I'm not, like, this doesn't really... We killed all of the archers, right? So it's not like we need a scorpion or something to deal with that. Actually, you know, I'd like to see if we get like a TC here or just get on the stone. We can make some cray posts. Would be quite nice, like on this hill, for example, or on this wood line. BoesBoes is now going to go into, looks like knights, I assume. We're getting bloodlines armor. So the knights, of course, will do fine against the skirms. But Max is not really worried about upgrading the skirms. We're just worried about walking them under the tower for some reason. So how are they going to do against the longswords is the real question. And the thing is that Max can, you know, add in a couple spears, no big deal. That's not a problem. However, we do have the Japanese fishing ships, which are uncontested for the moment. But it still could be quite good timing for Max here. Again, like literally no upgrades on these longswords, which is which is bothering me. It's not quite a trap, but there's like a little corridor for them. Yeah, we definitely can't be diving the TC with no upgrades and no siege. But this is a lot of pressure. I think BoesBoes should be okay. You see how like the siege workshop was back here and it hasn't even produced anything? Yeah, we're making a battering ram now, but it has to travel so far to get anywhere. Again, the longsword should do okay if they had upgrades, which they don't. So they shouldn't do okay in this case. It's like double the HP, 3 armor. But if you make enough of them... Okay, yeah, we are getting the pikes in now, yeah. So this is going to get kind of awkward for BoesBoes to deal with, because the thing is that when they mix in pikes... I mean, we can just make more knights, I guess. That could be a plan, but really we'd like to have some kind of range unit. But it looks like we're going to go for a little raid, which I like, because Max is still open, and the units are getting pulled away. Looks like we might get a couple of build kills here. Very nice. And you can see how, yeah, Max's woodlands here are getting pretty scarce. So we definitely need to expand. Actually, it's kind of why I like at least a second town center, just to secure some more res. I know you want to be full aggressive in this case, but like this is going to keep happening. If we had a TC, we could at least garrison. We're checking into Japanese longswords, which may be the answer for us. As long as we keep staying active with the knights, which I like. And you see the pikes have to get pulled back to deal with those knights. If we just had a TC, it wouldn't be a big problem. Longswords are coming forward. We've been a pretty nice tight base for BoesBoes, which is good and bad. It's good, except for this hole, to, you know, for defensive purposes. But at some point, this is going to start, you know, running out, and you need to expand outward. It looks like the fishing ships are finally getting harassed by some skirms, which there's nothing to stop them, so I think that those will eventually die. Some nice archers on the gold. Yeah, we really need a second TC for Max here, I think. I think for blue, we don't necessarily need to. Well, we will need one eventually, right? See how, like, far these auto farms are spilling out? There's quite a bit of longswords now for Max, though. No siege, though, which is a problem. But, yeah, I mean, we could start breaking down houses, get to this wood line, go to this wood line. I'm not going to say anything about those lumber camps. We're fighting archers with vills. Usually more of a feudal thing. Again, this is why I really would have liked like a TC here. Even maybe a Krapos here if you want. Like a TC, you could put TC here. You get gold and wood. But for now, both players are just kind of thinking about full aggression. So they haven't really thought about adding TCs, but that would really help them a lot. Now the Scorpion Edition is quite nice for dealing with the longswords. They're fairly slow. They tend to pack up. And, you know, a few shots will weaken these quite a bit. Oh, we're on stand ground. And, we're walled out. Okay, we're missing a section there, but it doesn't matter. The Scorpion does a lot of work there. Making a market. I really wish this was a TC, but, fair enough. Do we have arson, by the way? No arson either. So Max has been missing some upgrades, which would help. And things are still fairly even. The Vil count looks pretty bad for Max. Okay, now we're dropping a TC. I don't like this. Well, okay, I guess it's fine. It does kind of like, it still does like protect this area. The thing is, it doesn't secure you any wood, which is the real issue. Because you look like, well, am I going to take wood here? Here? Really, I'd like to take wood here. And now we got some more knights coming in for BoesBoes. Squires coming in. Some skirms lurking around. These fishing ships have done a lot of work. You can see the res collected. Probably between both having more fish in eco, the fishing ships, and the shorefish has all been a really big boon. Now we have a pretty scrappy AI army coming forward. We can just start knocking on these palisade walls with our knights, though. The mangonels are rolling forward, but again, this siege workshop position is going to be a liability for Max, like, repeatedly. Because how far back the siege are. And that's like the big issue of infantry, right? They're extremely slow. So unlike knights, where they're much better at raiding, even though we can, like, you know, mass produce more longswords than they can make knights, it takes them so long to get to our enemy, and it gives them more time to add a TC. See, like, BoesBoes is not really under any pressure right now, so we're able to raid. Pike should be able to deal with this, though. We're still missing upgrades. Looks like we don't have any attack or armor. Or, sorry, we're missing one armor and we don't have any attack on our infantry. Floating a lot of res, another problem of, like, it's kind of awkward to add farms right now for Max. I mean, now we have this TC to deal with, right? But if we had, like, one over here or something. Wheelbarrow coming in. Oh, yeah, this is a really nice bow saw. And wheelbarrow now for BoesBoes. So the eco is going to be even better if it wasn't good already. Some nice damage to arson coming in too. And now, a little bit of a reversal here. BoesBoes has the much bigger army. And these are Japanese longswords again, right? Like, the Bulgarians in this situation, if we're going longswords versus longswords, our advantage is kind of like a timing thing. But I think we kind of missed that opportunity. We could go for conics. I don't think it's a bad idea, but we are missing a lot of upgrades on them. Again, we only have like 14 farmers here, which is a really big deal. Ooh, these mangonels are going to get sniped by the knight, it looks like. These longswords here are taking a break, I guess. There's like two, you know, overachievers here that want to do all the work. Want to do all the plundering first. And the rest are very content to just... Oh no, they got a call from up high that they gotta get back to work. This is just such a nightmare for Max right now. We don't have really much working eco. We do, it's really inefficient. Now we've broken through with the longswords, and now BoesBoes is in a pretty commanding position. We don't have a forward siege, so we can't actually, like, fully finish the job yet. We could go for a castle in the near future. And we could just start shredding buildings, right? Some siege would help for Max, like a couple of scorpions. Again, would help against this, but we do have a few knights lurking around. Just 2, though, at this point. And now we have 34 longswords. Geez, yeah. Where's our forward siege? Looks like some rally point issues there. It's kind of like my gameplay. I do that a lot where I just... Oh, okay, there it is. It's very... We don't even have our army right there. That's funny. But Max doesn't have any army around either to deal with that, unfortunately. I think you just take down this market. You can really shred through things. I think we already got arson, I saw. Yeah, already got arson. So we're plugging up this hole, but things are just gonna keep spiraling out of control for Max. Like, if we imagine we had a couple scorpions just to, you know, weaken these a little bit. The crate posts are gonna be nice, but you can see how, like, they don't protect that much res. And with this many longswords, well, I don't know how they do against the crate post. We don't have murder holes. We're gonna lose a lot of these. But we can kind of just send them in, kill all of these vills, just make Max react. And back home, we have a nice vill lead. We have a lot of upgrades over our opponent. Doesn't have heavy plow in yet. Yeah, now we're making some rams, and I think that should be the killing blow. See how Max looks kind of confused and lost at this point. We're floating so much res, and we're not really making any army to deal with this. We have conics, but they don't have upgrades. I need to keep making army. Again, a couple scorpions would really help. Ram coming in. Are we going to garrison? Yes, we are. 51 longswords. Kind of need a few more in gold, it looks like. Oh. Looks like this was supposed to be a crate post rush from red, but it was spotted. We need to put some more in gold, and we can just go to imp in the near future. Also, a castle forward would help as well. And the GG is called there. So it's a win for BoesBoes. Oh, I had the casting thing wrong entirely. This is not KCIP. This is AoE Leagues. Bracket. It's a G? I think it's G. Yes, G. Excellent. This is a best of 2. Well, it's not a best of 2, it's a play all 2. So, looks like BoesBoes takes up the win. So, we had a really nice opening from BoesBoes where we kind of took control. And I think what happened is Max kind of missed the opening. Because your man-at-arms are like worse, pound for pound, you kind of have to use the timing to your advantage, right? With the blacksmith or the, you know, just getting man-at-arms first. So I think we need to strike first with that, or we need to like wait until we have blacksmith upgrades. So then there's a nice lead for BoesBoes, but then after that, with the double range play into the full skirms, it's a nice recovery for Max to just add a bunch of farms. We got the faster castle time, but then going into castle age, I think the issue, probably the biggest thing that I saw, was Max didn't have a forward siege workshop. You see, it was back here. Even though we cleaned up the enemy's armies, all they had was some random scouts. So definitely if we just send some longswords forward, we could get a forward siege workshop. And that would help a lot more. You know, then if the siege is sniped, we can at least make another one not too long after. And then we could try and get a crate post forward or something like that. But eventually the pressure was not quite enough. And BoesBoes got onto their own longswords and then pushed back. So, win for BoesBoes there. Let's take a look at the second game. Gotta wait for captures to load. My computer's not very happy about the things I make it do while I'm streaming. Alright, we are in. We're on tide pool. Sorry to Max, I gotta turn you back to red. Blue and purple is not a color combination I can deal with. Now we have Kartoffelmax in the red on the Spanish. BoesBoes here in the blue with the Byzantines. This is Max's home map. It's tide pool. The first time I saw it played was in NAC, the most recent NAC, Noble Apartment Cup. But we have a different label here, so I assume it's been played elsewhere. See, the main feature is we have the center pool and the outside pool. You see how like this cliff face here of this rock terrain cannot be built on. So it's like quite cramped, especially as the game progresses to much later. You really have very little space to work with. So you want to be quite efficient with your building placement. I remember Mr. Yo, he like picked Huns for this map specifically so that he didn't have to place houses. It like helped his building, his bases. So that's something to keep in mind. It's going to get quite cramped. And there's also a question of, do you dock the inside pool or the outside pool? And I'm not sure what's ideal. It looks like the fishing is a little better in the corners here. You wouldn't really want to have one here. It's not even any deep fish. So if you're going to dock the outside, you probably want to dock this side. A little bit dock in the interior side for BoesBoes, on the outside for Max. So we'll see if they scout that. BoesBoes here is looking for Max's dock, but will not find it on the inside. Oh, sorry, I thought that was Red Scout. Red's looking around, pushing deer, very greedy. So in this matchup here, Spanish versus Byzantines, you always have to wonder with Spanish, are they going to be thinking about FC into Conquistadors? Because they're a very strong unit. This deer is just freaking out. It's really trolling Max. And and it just gave up. Alright, interesting. But so you always have to think about the conch threat. And here, with the fish, and pushing deer greedily, and getting 2 on gold, does make me think that Max is just going to go for an FC here. And BoesBoes, what is BoesBoes going to do about it? Did BoesBoes didn't spot the dock, unfortunately. But we didn't see it here either, so we have to assume they didn't put it here. But I think we're going to scout again just to be sure, which would be good practice. Actually, adding a second dock. Do I like this? I don't know. We still haven't spotted like anything else that our opponent is doing. I think we can tell that by the uptime that they probably want to go for greedy FC. And walling here too. But I'm not sure, like, we don't really need the second dock. Maybe BoesBoes assumed that their opponent was docked somewhere that they couldn't see. Like docked here or something. But okay, as long as you don't produce any more than these 2 fires, I'm fine with it. Any more, it's a total waste. Yeah, we're going to go for FC. We're actually not on stone, though, which is interesting. So maybe it's going to be a different kind of FC. FC into monks or FC into boom or something, I'm not sure. We did take the fish, and the fish isn't being attacked, so that is good for us. In the near future, BoesBoes can just add some more fishing ships here, because you can see our opponent is walling up. They're not contesting on water at all. And we've clicked up for Max, but again, we're not in stone yet. Okay, we're on stone now, but it's a bit of a build order issue. We should definitely have been on stone this whole time and just sold stone to get up. So we're going to be quite delayed, but we will get that castle up because it's not like BoesBoes is going to be able to stop it. However, Byzantines are pretty well equipped to deal with this, I think. They have cheaper skirms after all, which is the ultimate counter to Conquistadors' fully upgraded skirms. Usually, though, you face a problem if your opponent is going for a fast FC. Oh, sorry, I've been ×2 this whole time. I forgot to slow down. Usually I just do that for the Dark Age. That's my bad. But I've been keeping up with the action so far, so we'll see how things go. But yeah, so typically, if your opponent is up to castle before you and gets up the castle, then they have Conquistadors. You can't really get skirm production What? Alright, what is this? While we're clicking up to Castle Age, we produce 2 feudalized archers. Why? What purpose? What is this for scouting? Are we looking for the forward castle or something? We're making more archers for some reason, which is baffling to me when we know our opponent's up to Castle Age already and they're Spanish. So they're gonna go for conks, most likely. I guess we haven't scouted this yet, and we didn't see them on stone, but... Well, we'll see how this plays out. But as I was gonna say... So, Skirms is the player, right? But you need upgrades. You have to get Elite Skirm, you have to get Fletching, Bodkin, probably the armor, and with enough, like if it goes long enough, you really want ballistics as well. So in that case, with small numbers, the conks can micro them down. So when you're opening, you usually just go monastery, and you go for monks, because their conks are quite expensive. And monks will... The monks are quite nice for Byzantines. I think they're just missing, yeah, herbal medicine. But we have the castle up, and we're producing conquistadors. Now, this is really slow for red, though, and our opponent is already up to Castle Age already. So the build was a little messy, but the conks are coming out, and our opponent is just on archers. I mean, if you have enough crossbow with bodkin, it should be fine. But they're much slower, so they can't force an engagement. I'm going for monastery now. I mean, to be fair, the crossbow can do more damage than skirms. So I'll give BoesBoes credit for that. Unfortunately for BoesBoes, we are going to walk right into a castle here, which is unideal. I actually had a single fire here for red, which I like. I'm looking for... I really don't like that these conks are just sitting here, though. They should have been forward already. Okay. But red is not paying attention. Okay, well, that was inconvenient. So this is like... It's a little more range for blue here. But because of how much damage a conk does up front, you can like just kill a few of these and then like run away. However, Max wasn't paying attention, and I guess, I mean, okay, it's a little bit of luck from BoesBoes, but also, I mean, I guess it was nice to have the archers out. Like, you know, maybe you'll get some build damage, and, you know, red wasn't paying attention. We're gonna run the other side. The big problem now for red is that we kind of haven't really put our timing to good use here. However, we are still pretty even in vills here, it looks like, and we're even gonna add a second TC, so we are gonna start booming behind this. We haven't, like, you know, horrendously hurt our eco to get up, so at least we have that going for us. Going for more crossbow here. I guess at this point, I'm okay with it because, like, our opponent has kind of missed their window, and now we can produce way more crossbow than they can. And at some point when we get ballistics, we should be able to deal with them, right? Like, our opponent only has 3 conquistadors here, and 5 total. So, yeah, especially downhill. We do kill the monk, but you see, like, this is how they can just run away. This is kind of the thing. If Max still has an opening here, if we just micro away, pick off the vills, you see, like, a lot of BoesBoes eco is still very exposed here. But the one thing that Expa can do that Skirms cannot do is do a lot more damage to the enemy economy. We are on 2 TCs for both the players now. Kong's coming forward. Could pick up these vills here. We're actually getting stone mining. I guess we want a defensive castle, which is fair enough. This is like a very awkward map to wall. So having a castle could be a really big deal. And also, I think these games tend to go, games on this map tend to go pretty long. So having your castle positioning is quite important. The monk kicks those conks back. Crossbow are going to be a nuisance here. And I wonder if Max is going to think about the third TC in the near future. Again, this is kind of the thing. Okay, now we're just losing all the conks. But you see how, like, the conks could just ignore, like, escape and then kill some vills. They did need to get microed away at that point, but they at least got some kills, so that was better than nothing. Mega rolling out now. This conk is not being microed, so it dies. And we're floating a lot of wood. We need to see some more farms. Or we can also see another dock here, I wouldn't mind. And... yeah, I would really like to see some more farms for Max. We're only on 16 right now. And a third TC as well, if we're going to just boom. We do still have the Ville lead. Looks like we've been doing a better job of producing out of our TC. Which is interesting because we're actually floating a lot of food. I guess BoesBoes are maybe thinking about clicking up in the near future. It is cheaper for the Byzantines, so that is nice. I don't know if there's any reason for us to click up right now, though. Like, it makes sense if, say, we have a castle here, an army, and then, you know, we use that imp timing to make trebs, make bombard cannons, have stronger crossbow. But it doesn't really make much sense right now. I think right now we just keep producing army. That being said, our opponent hasn't really made that much damage happen to us. So we could just go for like an imp timing, go forward with the stronger crossbow. Because the crossbow, they already are doing well against these small conk numbers. And, you know, crossbow with imp upgrades are going to be even stronger. So okay, we're going to click imp. BoesBoes, you're going to have to wall all of this as well. I don't think that's worth it. But I would really like to see a castle, honestly. Like, we've been on stone for so long, we got stone mining, and we don't have a castle forward is kind of a crime. I mean, at this point, we don't have army over here, but just make some more crossbows, push them over here. We really need ballistics as well. We have the university, we don't have any ballistics. I think we can't afford that, right? Where's archer range? Yeah, we can afford that for sure. We also don't have a lot on food either. We don't need a whole lot on food, though. We just need enough for upgrades and vills. Pretty much that's it. Max actually went for the fire galley, sorry, the fire ship upgrade, the war galley upgrade that turns it into fire ships, and made some fires. I don't know if this does anything for us. This could be useful if you were an imp and you had cannon galleons, but we're quite far away from that right now. So I don't think this earns us that much, and our opponent's going to be up to imp anyway. I like this outposting though. I think it's really nice for red. See this random monk looking for our relic. We'll see if that gets picked off there. We do have 3 TCs for both players, right? But again, we need more farms for blue. I would really like to see a forward castle. We can make dromons. However, we can't make dromons right now out of these. Otherwise, they will just die. Oh, BoesBoes, why? Why are we doing a castle here? We haven't seen any army from our opponent. We're an imp. We have a bunch of crossbow. This could be forward. Alright, that's fine. But we can get bracer, we can get chemistry. And our opponent, again, really far from imp. But here's the thing, like, we're up to imp first, but we're not doing anything with it right now. So, I know that the Byzantines like to play defensively, right? Like, that's kind of the thing. But this is not really the position to do it. Like, we're a bunch of bills behind. We haven't been producing at the TCs for quite a while. I think we didn't produce so that we could afford our upgrades, which I understand. But, again, we're not doing anything with those upgrades. Our crossbows have been idle over here for so long. There's no castle over here, so imagine if they were just sitting here on this wood line or any of these villas. They could just shred through everything. They also still don't have ballistic, which is super important. And we're going this direction, which I don't like because we already scouted the castle before. And Max is going to be in castles for a while longer. We keep spending res. You can see how like the villas start to get very inefficient on this map. You really have to expand outward, and it's really awkward to expand outward, right? Because we had to build houses, and they got in the way of where like a lumber camp or TC would be. Wheelbarrow coming in. BoesBoes does not have wheelbarrow, just bowsaw. It doesn't even have horse collar. So the crossbow coming around, but again, this is so slow, and like our imp has done nothing really. I mean, I know we don't even have bracer. We have chemistry, which is good. We're making a trap now, but it's all the way back here. And now we're getting to a much larger conch mass here. So these conquistadors could be a big issue. I don't think we have bloodlines or husbandry in. because we haven't seen a stable yet. Now this could still be good, don't get me wrong. But again, we don't have ballistics, which is awkward. Will Max spot this? That's the real question. Oh. I don't like attacking there, but I think it's still okay, right? Like, these palisades aren't going to do anything. There's nothing here really to stop this. They can get a lot of kill kills, and then BoesBoes could be in a nice position. That being said, Max is probably thinking about Imp in the near future. Could get a castle. Could get a castle right here, honestly. There's no army to stop it. These crossbow are going to be a nuisance, though. These are X-bows with Imperial upgrades. Ah, we're going to drop a castle here. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd really much prefer... Like, our opponent's army is over here. Our conks are here. Drop a castle here. That'd be brutal for our opponent. I know that they're an imp, right? But there's no castles around here. There's not even a siege workshop for BoesBoes to produce. And instead, we're just going to lose all of our conks to the TC fire, which is very tragic. They don't even have ballistics. Just extra tragic. Taking a lot of damage here. Yeah, I think it sucks, but I think we kind of just have to ignore this. Pull the villas away. Put them somewhere else. And castle here. See, now we're going up to Imp. We only have 5 conquistadors. We don't have a castle. And again, we can't really do anything with this right away, which is what I want to see. 2 trebs out for BoesBoes, though. We haven't been producing out of our TC for a really long time. So even with, like, all of this... Which, apparently all of this is the whole village. They are traumatized by all these crossbow, and they think... You know, I want to go by the seaside. I want to make my life a little more tranquil. Okay, now we get a castle here for BoesBoes, but, like, this could have been a castle here for Max that would have stopped this, and we would have been an imp. Or at least if we had the conquistadors still, they could sit here and, like, stop this from even happening. And we still have these crossbow alive, which is good. I really like the outposting by Max, though. We don't see the vision. Yeah. BoesBoes has not done the same thing, so we don't have the same amount of vision. The traps are going to roll forward now, though, and they're going to deal with this. And there's nothing really for Max to deal with this. I don't think we have a university, even. So we can't research chemistry right out of the gate, which is awkward for us. Useful because of the fact that like, if we're gonna do something with this water control, we really want cannon galleons, right? But we can't get cannon galleons if we don't have chemistry. We could kill this castle, we could deny all of this shoreline, but as is, we can't really do any of that. We're going into skirms, deal with the crossbow. It'll take us a while to get all the upgrades we need, but we might have time for that. Oh. Sorry, folks, if you saw something weird there. See, hold on, I'm gonna pause here. My computer is really giving up on me. Hold on. Yes, let me. Okay, it's not letting me tab out here. Alright, everything is panicking. I can't even see if I'm still live. Alright, hold on a second here. Hold on just a moment. Ooh, okay, so this is an interesting feature. Alright. Let's see, is everything breaking? Alright, okay. So, we're just gonna have to work with this, I think, for now. If it's gonna let me. Hold on. Alright, we're just gonna have to work with this for now. I'm just gonna have to stream from the game instead of Capture Age because it does not like all the things I'm putting it through right now. So hold on a sec. Let me get this out of here. Do. I thought I had lowered the settings on oh, that's the wrong thing. Oops, sorry, my bad. I thought I lowered the settings on OBS so that this doesn't happen, but you know, sometimes life happens and you just kind of screw up. All right, add existing AoE 2. All right, here we go. So this should be working now. Apologies for the scuffed stream, everyone. All right, I think we're just gonna have to, yeah, we're just gonna have to roll with this. Capture just kind of gave up on me there. It started like playing Morse code for me, so that's life sometimes. But we're gonna just play here. We're gonna just cast from the game. Apologies if it's quite loud. Let's see if I can lower the volume on that. Lower the volume a little bit. So now we have to deal with Max being in the purple, and the blue is gonna be BoesBoes. And this is a pretty nice push for BoesBoes here. Castle will go down. I don't think we really have anything to stop it. A nice ball of arbs. And again, like, Max isn't really putting any pressure on their opponent, which I think is a big issue. And even though I've criticized BoesBoes' build production, we have been making lots of army, and our opponent really has not. Getting the skirms out now. We do have bracer on that, which is good. I don't think we have chemistry yet. Because again, I haven't seen a single university for blue. Oh, there's a university, my bad. Sorry, for purple I meant. This is why I had Max as red. I'm going to miss up their colors quite a bit, but that's life, eh? Another Treb wheeling forward. Man, imagine if there's a castle here, though, and there could be Trebs much faster to reinforce. And now we're building a castle here where purple would really like to have a castle. And there's really nothing here to stop blue's advance. So the skirms are going to come forward. They will deal with the arbs, but I think the castle should go down first. Actually, maybe... No, okay, we're not killing the Treb, so that's definitely going to go up. Or sorry, go down, my bad. Arbs here. So again, like, you see how, like, Kartoffelmax has the middle here? But we aren't actually using it, right? We would need chemistry. Oh, okay. Let's check in here. So purple is about to get Cannon Galleon, but it looks like it's on the outside here. Really should be here. Kill this stuff, that'd be great. We are going to kill these Trebs, and we did kick back the Arbalester, which is good. So this is nice. This is a nice pushback from Max. The thing is... Oh, okay, we're going to go into stables. Now, we don't even need to do this, but the stables will be nicer at raiding. If the Spanish player was on their own stables, theirs would beat ours, right? We don't have Bloodlines of the Byzantines. But this is going to be nicer for raiding, and our opponent really doesn't even have the space to drop stables, to be honest. Nonetheless, tech into it. But as the Byzantines here, we can honestly just go into our own skirms. We're already teched into it. They're cheaper for us, so like we just win in the skirm war there. But I mean, nice defense by Max. We did lose our castle. Now Buzz is going to push from the other side. The skirms are out of position entirely. They're all over here. Now this Mangata will die pretty much immediately to the Arbs, as long as we are focusing it down. And there's like really nothing here for Max to stop this advance. Cannon Galleon is out, but this actually will dive to Arbs as well. We are bringing the skirms over now, which is good. It is downhill, which is awkward. See, Cannon Galleons are out now. Actually, oh. We're teching into camels. For some reason. I don't know why we're teching into camels when we haven't seen a single cavalry unit or even a stable from our opponent. I mean, I know they deal with conks, but our opponent only has one castle to produce conquistadors out right now. So really, I mean... Okay, we're going to light cap. Alright, that's what I prefer to see. Honestly, we need more stables but it is really awkward on this map. See, one thing on this map, right, is when the game progresses to this late, you kind of have to deal with, like, are we going to push here on this side or on this side? And you have to be quite careful about overcommitting on one or the other. You could lose momentum on one side and gain on the other. So yeah, purple has like a nice position here, but there's no siege to really push back. If we had some siege here, we could actually do a lot of damage because BoesBoes has all of the attention over here. That being said, Max really doesn't have that much here. Now we're making a castle, but we are getting raided and we're getting pushed back. We do have the cannon guns again, which are nice. I think they should be able to range this trebuchet. Yep. Taking into fast fires. It's not really that necessary. I don't think we could really get back onto this middle pond. I don't think the outside water is that useful, but it could be good to at least secure, just so there's no cannon galleons on the outside. Spanish cannon galleons are quite nasty after all. Okay, light cap coming in, arms coming forward. So we really need the siege, but we only have one trebuchet as our siege. Actually, one thing that could be nice to control the outside water is make some dromons. I don't know if it's not as useful as the middle, but you could maybe range this. I don't know if you can range that. You could at least, I mean, like one, just a single dromon could be nice to have. But nice placement of the treb at least, so it doesn't get ranged by the cannon galleons. Let's see, how many? We're up to 97 vills for BoesBoes. So still more vills for Max. I think looks like Max has done a much better job producing vills, but we've seen more army from BoesBoes in general, which in general is going to win here, right? When you have enough eco to just keep producing army, it's going to be better for the army producing player, even if they have less vills. Okay, now we're going to stables though. See, I'm looking. Actually, we do have a lot of res from Max, so we could go into full. Honestly, we could go to Knights right now. Into Light Cav. But we'll need a lot of upgrades here for that. Ooh. So yeah, purple wants to build some stables here, but blue's gonna come forward with another castle. There's a lot of pressure, but only one treb means it's not that bad. Oh, okay. So the cannon guns are actually on this side as well. Yeah, that's where it's gonna be nice to have the fast fires. It actually would have been nice to have like a dock right here. Things start to get very chaotic on this map in the long term. Really nice to have this cannon here. Even though like this could get picked off so easily, it killed those vills there. Oh yeah, we actually lost our treb. That's kind of the awkward thing about having a push like this. Like we did a lot of damage, but we can't push any more forward without heavy siege. Now we have some fast fires though to deal with the cannon galleons. Blue is going to get this castle up by the looks, because our cannon guns are all over here. Imagine, but imagine if Max notices this, could deny BoesBoes' castle there. That would be big. And we can also start raiding in this position if, well, if our vills don't just walk in the middle of nowhere. But you can see how, like, it's so awkward to build on this map, right? Like, if you look at this spot, where can you even fit a stable? That's why we're building stables here. And that's why this castle is a really big deal as well. I think it does get ranged by cannon galleons though, so yeah. Purple's gonna pull back and deal with that. I like how we can deal with the skirms even though they don't have bloodlines. So yeah, now we're going into Cavalier. Actually, even Paladin, whoa. We only have 4 stables though. So, okay, actually sorry. That's 7 here. So this could be quite big. Now BoesBoes did tech into heavy camel. I don't know, I don't see a lot of stables. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So like, you know, our answer would be heavy camel, right? Or halb. In this case, you just go for camel. You have enough gold for now. Long term, you would not. But the thing is, we could have a nice timing for purple. If we get the paladin out before our opponent has teched into camel, because camel are, sorry, Paladin are really dangerous. Again, like a single treb. Oh, we're actually gonna get Greek fire, so that improves our. I can't remember the last time I've seen that ever. That improves our fire ships. I think it does something else as well, like to towers or something, but I honestly do not remember. Oh, even we have an elite cannon galleon. So the castle doesn't quite go down, but we're gonna snipe the Trev. Ooh, and the bomber cannon in one blow. So yeah, that's actually really nasty. But oh yeah, now we have some docks, so we can make some fires again. And now we have paladins. So the paladins can run through and do a lot of damage. Now we lost water control on the outside for the Spanish player, which is bad. And yeah, we're gonna keep getting raided here. So this is, I think this is still much in the favor of BoesBoes, especially if we start to deny the cannon galleons here in the center. But these paladins can do a lot of work. I don't think it's enough paladins though. I think we need way more than this. Because our, like, the eco is so big for BoesBoes at this point, like, what we really need is kill the castles. Or, like, raid repeatedly. Like, we need to kill so many vills. Like, you see, we're up to 99 vills, and we still have a lot of food floating. We could keep making vills, even when we lose them. We're getting camels out now. Fire's denying this. Fire's also denying this again. Let's see, how much res are we dealing with? So we have this gold here. And stone here. And this gold here. We still have this patch of gold, that's good. It's okay, we're not going to run out of gold just yet. Yeah, now we're going to start fighting the cheaper camels. Actually, we're missing... Oh no, they don't have the last upgrade on the Byzantines, that's right. They don't have Blast Furnace, which gives +2 attack. We can start making some Dromans as well for, surprised we haven't seen any Dromans, to be honest. It's fast fire dealing with Greek fire. Fast fire ships from the Byzantines. You could make some demos actually deal with the fires. It gets a little awkward though, right? Because, okay, yeah, now we're taking into fast fire. You want to be a little bit cautious how you spend your gold. I mean, we still have enough gold to work with, but we don't want to just lose it all. You don't want to spend it all in one place after all. Yeah, there's no way for me to check eco every now and then, but it looks like purple's just now getting hand card gold mining, stone mining. So, oh, we're getting bombard tower as well. So what we're kind of missing from both players is like a big push, right? Again, like these castles are a really big deal, especially for the Byzantines. You really need some trebs or bombard cannons to deal with them. But right here, actually, you could make a sneaky dock, get some cannon guns out. In theory, you could deal with that, but now we have enough fires in the middle that BoesBoes can stop that. The thing is that in the long term, right, like the longer this game goes, the more drawn out, it's going to favor the Byzantines much more, where they're able to deal with no gold a lot better than the Spanish can. And their castles are meatier, they have a lot more HP. Single heavy demo coming up and hitting the dock, which is not very valuable. These cannon gallons are going to get cleaned up. Again, a single treb. I mean, this is a downhill treb as well. We don't. This doesn't need to be downhill. This could be right here. I think. Okay, no. I mean, some paladins should come over and deal with this, right? Like, BoesBoes, what are you doing? If you made 4 trebs, you could kill this, guaranteed, and that'd be a huge deal for you. Trying to creep forward with some bombard towers, but we do have light cap there for BoesBoes. And I think Max is like distracted because like a few paladins could just snipe that treb immediately. We're coming forward with some more bombard towers, actually underneath or right next to these blue bombard cannons. We could just kill these vills right now. Instead, we're gonna kill that. Again, where's our paladins? Okay, we're gonna come forward and deal with that treb. No, okay, we're just patrolling. Okay, so we're gonna lose that castle, which is inconvenient. Did we lose those bombard cannons for blue? I wonder if we lost those bombard cannons to the bombard tower. Or it could have been to the paladins. And now actually we're quite badly pop-capped because of losing that castle. And again, it's like really awkward to build houses on this map. Another reason why castles are quite nice to have. And now we're just kind of throwing our paladins into Byzantine camels, which is not good for us. Now we need to tech into Halb, which we can do. But again, it's quite awkward. Now we're losing all of our space. I think once this castle goes down, it's kind of the death knell for Max, because it's like our last stand, right? Like we have some paladin here, but our opponent has camel now. Oh, this is a nice pushback though, even against Byzantine fires. Maybe we get some more cannon guns out. A lot of idle vills. I really like, I mean, I'm impressed by, even though we're fighting against the Byzantines, Max just keeps putting more fires out and pushing back on the water, which can be quite, like, it can be really good with a couple of bombard cannons. I haven't seen a single drone from BoesBoes, which is tragic. The fact that we didn't, even though we had water control, we didn't kill the docks, means that Max is able to just get back into this water repeatedly. Especially with some nice demo shots. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, our pop is up to 140. It's to 160 for BoesBoes. Trebs are rolling forward. Yeah, this last castle is super important for Max. Looks like we're pretty much out of gold for BoesBoes. Let's see, is there a way for me to check? I'm sure there's a way for me to check relics. Oh yeah. Oh, Max actually has 3. That's nice. It's very nice to have. Oh, the trap just barely doesn't get sniped. One of them does, but the other one stands. That's all you need. So this is nice. Again, we like push back on the water. But we're gonna lose this position, which is really bad. Now we're taking into light cav for the Spanish player. And now we're coming forward with the castle. I wish we had this much earlier. But yeah, Kartoffelmax was never able to actually like kill this castle. So even though we got some paladins and we did some damage, Boes was held quite nicely. Coming forward to build. Oh, Spanish cannon galleons. Again, this is nice. We took back the water on the outside again for purple. We're coming forward. Eventually, this castle will go down, though. Eventually. Tried to snipe the Treb, but we have enough camels around. We can start just raiding again for BoesBoes, to be honest. We're gonna need more staples. This is like the nice thing about this map is when you push back against your opponent. The real thing you're looking for is to get more space to build production buildings. So yeah, now the Hussar are coming forward. Again, no bloodlines on them, and they're missing Blast Furnace. So it could be worse. Or it could be better, rather. But also could be worse. It's not Korean Hussar, which is even worse. But, really neat. I mean, we do have the stone. I think a castle would be nice here. Like, away from the water, you know? We're raiding here on the left for BoesBoes, which will do wonders. We're taking into Halb as well, which will also do wonders for us, because we are pretty much out of gold. I think our opponent actually still has some gold left. Let's see, how much gold do we have here? Still 1,300 gold for purple. But we are losing this position. Yeah, these camels kind of aren't doing anything. I mean, I know I know they're precious gold units, but I mean, if we just kept hitting the eco, it'd be even worse for our opponent to play. Now Halb is coming in, missing the armor. And like another awkward thing again, it looks like we're only producing out of 3 barracks. BoesBoes. I'm not really sure where we could even put more. I guess we can, well, we could take these farms, delete them, build more here. I think these farms actually been a bigger nuisance by the fact that like they prevented BoesBoes from building. Oh no, please, BoesBoes, not again. Oh my. All right, well we did some more damage for our Treb die this time. I mean, at this point, just make a bombard cannon, right? Purple also has Halbs now. So it looks like it's missing the last upgrade of the armor. Coming forward with siege workshops. Can we clear up the camels now? That's why I kind of would have liked to see the camels just... I know they're not good at raiding, but, you know... If they got some damage in before our opponent was onto Halb, could have been nice for us. This push has been quite slow because we keep losing our Trebs, but in the near future, this castle will go down. 2 siege workshops. We can take this gold, which is good for us. Looks like we're gonna. The water is pretty contested for both. We're actually making a bunch of fishing ships and gill nets. Are we gonna fish trap? I mean, there are fish here. That's good. There's some fish here, but I'd probably rather see this taken. Okay, we're getting rams. Do get siege ram for the Spanish. I think, right? Yeah, we do. Fire's lurking around. Okay, now we have a bombard cannon. That surely won't get sniped again, right? Now, when this castle goes down... I mean, honestly, you could have been raiding the whole time, but the raidings are going to be more effective at this point. And our opponent has Halb, but we have Halb. And our Halb are cheaper. So we lose these Hussar, but we can make our... We can just flood our own Halb, honestly. I think we just delete these farms. Yeah, now we're down to 120 pop. BoesBoes should be doing much better. Yeah, BoesBoes pop capped. And actually pretty contested on water still. Max has done a really good job of keep producing military on the water. But at some point we're going to run out of gold. Actually, we still have quite a lot of gold. Those relics have put in a lot of work by the looks of things. I don't know if we can check... Yeah, I guess we can't check relic gold on this screen. Okay, now we're gonna get castle up super late, but at least we got it in the end. We are taking this gold from Max, which is quite nice. We have Halberdier for our opponents. Our Hussar are going to die pretty much immediately, so we really need our own Halb or skirms. Some Rams come forward, but they are spotted. There is military there for BoesBoes. And here's the relics. They're really close to the front line. Those will go down pretty soon, probably. Well, it was almost a nice demo hit, but not quite. Making more Rams. We need to unqueue some bills and make that siege ram. It's going to be a lot more effective for us. Now the relics have popped out. That's really big for BoesBoes there. And we're losing a lot of space here to work with. I don't know why we're not making a bunch of Halbs for BoesBoes. I guess we have some here. Some here. Just send these forward. Purple's back on water somehow. I don't know how. I have no idea how they keep doing that. That's good. Okay, now we have some cannon guns as well. So again, we can keep shooting stuff down. I don't think it's going to be quite enough, but that's been really good for Max. Our population is dropping by a lot. See, like, we're Q, we have 15 vills in Q, but only 2 TCs reproducing vills, and only 3 barracks working. And we actually lose this bomber cannon to help. Oh no. If BoesBoes, ooh, this is a decent demo hit. BoesBoes just like made more halbs. Like all our opponent has is halbs, or like even some skirms. Would be great. But the Hussar are gonna keep raiding, and eventually we can take these relics for ourselves. Why do I have higher score? I think it's water. Yeah, it's water. Also, I think Max has killed a lot. We have more water units. Also, I think it looks like we have more res in the bank. Yeah. So this is another thing. It can be really hard to read. Another thing, like if you look at how much better BoesBoes has been at spending res, like what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 buildings producing. That also means, I'm pretty sure the way it works is that that score doesn't come back until the unit is produced. So if you're better at spending res and your opponent banks up more res, you're going to have less score than them, even though you're going to be doing better. Yeah, that picks up the win for BoesBoes. Again, sorry for the crusty casting there. Usually Capture Age is able to deal with me, but it looks like me was streaming at the same time. It just kind of exploded at some point, but hopefully it wasn't that bad for everyone watching. But yeah, BoesBoes picks up the win, wins both games. Very nice for them. Take a look at the stats here. I have to make sure my... Yeah, okay, OBS is working. See, the relic count was really nice for Max there. Let's see, where is relics? Relics? Yeah, relic gold. Wait, what? Oh! Because at the end of the game, Max didn't have any relics. But you see, like, the relic gold is way better for them. And also, Max is better at producing vills, like, than BoesBoes by a lot. But at the end, that wasn't quite enough by itself, because BoesBoes kept producing army, like more army. You can see how, like look how much bigger the army was for BoesBoes, like, repeatedly. They just kept producing more army, even though they had a worse eco, especially with the Byzantines. Like, their whole advantage is producing army for cheaper. So, this is a big difference for them. Although I was really impressed with Max's water control, even against the Byzantines. Somehow, we were able to keep, like, fighting back. And it was useful. Like, we killed a castle here, we killed a castle here. It didn't do quite enough, it looked like. Maybe if we'd gotten to Paladins earlier. And the thing is, we kind of need to kill this castle and this one, right? I think this one is not rangeable by the water, but this one would be if you're on the outside. But, yeah, even though I criticized BoesBoes for the weird crossbow play, it worked out because our opponent, like, just was a little too slow to making the conks, and they weren't masked enough. And it gave us a nice timing. I really, like, the biggest thing was BoesBoes got it way faster and didn't really do anything with it. Like, we got upgraded crossbow, which was good. But we could have had a castle here, got a Treb out, even got some Dromans, it would have been great. So it was a nice hold from Max there. But GG's. I think that'll be all from me, folks. Should play more water? Yeah. Couldn't watch for sound. I hope that wasn't a stream issue for me. Or something that I screwed up. And that was just your circumstance. But yeah, it's tricky on this map, especially when the game gets quite late. Oh, you had a relic in your base the whole time. And that would have helped. Well, luckily you did kill the enemy's relics, so they didn't have those at the end. Oh, right there, wow. Yeah, easy to miss. Things get very hectic on this map in the late game. Especially balancing, like, pushing one side or the other. And you don't have, like, you have to balance that with water control, so that's very tricky to play with. But, you know, at least with the Byzantines, you got your fast fires out. But yeah, that'll be all from me, folks. Yeah, if you want to watch the game back, you can just check my channel. It should be in the live tab. It may take a few moments for it to upload, but it'll be on there automatically. You can let me know if you have any problems. But yeah, that's the first game of Division G. I will be looking to cast more games in the future. As I said, I'm going to try at least cast each player once and try and look for the playoffs as well. We'll see. I don't know when I'll have time, so I just cast it now because I had some time. But that's all from me, folks. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.